Hi, I'm Maribeth Quinn, a mixed media collage artist, and today I wanted to talk about sketchbook magic. It hasn't been until about the last 3-4 years that I even started using sketchbooks. I just didn't really understand what they were about, and now I tell you, I try to do it every day because it has built such a firm foundation on my skills. It allows me to practice being free, and you just really can't beat the feeling of having a physical thing that you can go back to and look at color palette studies with certain paintings and experiments with different mediums, or all of the different landscape techniques that I'm just sort of working on. And mostly it is just that safe place that allows me to let go and really learn that you can paint freely, and no matter what happens, you're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay if it's awful. You're gonna be okay if you have problems to solve because you know how to problem solve. You're gonna be okay if your solutions don't work. You're just gonna be okay. I have really had to work on that with myself. And now I really find that foundation growing more solid, and I'm just such a believer in this. So let's take a look at one of those daily sketches and you can just see what it looks like. I'm starting out this one with an Art Graph graphite stick. It's soft graphite, and I don't have anything in mind. I'm always trying to start with just random marks and get something on the page, and the soft graphite is just such a great thing to start with. And that's really all I have in mind. I'm not trying to make a certain thing, or I'm not even trying really to make a landscape, even though I know my aim here is to practice my abstract landscape work. But part of that practice is to start by not thinking about a landscape. I'm just putting down colors. This is some acrylic ink. I believe this is a mix I made it myself that is just some flame orange and black that makes this beautiful green color, dark green. And I'm just putting in color and shapes at random because that is something that is really required in the work that I want to do. I have to be able to do that confidently and freely if I want to make the kind of work I want to make. Even though that means that a lot of times it won't work. You know, that just has to be okay. So I'm trying to build my resilience with that, and my resilience with just not knowing where I'm going. At first, this was really hard. It felt very uncomfortable. I didn't like it at all, but I did it. I was determined, and I just kept doing it. And I feel much better about that. So now I've mixed some olive green with some of that ink and also some glazing fluid, golden liquid. Satin glazing liquid is what I use to make glazes for my paintings, and I really love it. I also use it to adhere my collage to the paintings. So I'm just using the edge of my shaper tool to make different marks and shapes in the painting. Here's a dark violet mixture that I mix up myself. It's made with just deep violet hue with some black, and I mixed in a bit of that green because I wanted sort of a neutral color. I love to add neutrals to my landscapes because actually in the world, landscapes are full of neutrals, and they really help your colors pop too when you have enough neutrals. Now I just have a really old rough chip brush from Home Depot, and I'm just making some marks with the paint that's there. Basically, I do know that I'm making some sort of abstract landscape, but I'm always trying to push it as far into that abstract territory as I can. So I'm aware that I have sky in the top, and there's land in the bottom, but beyond that, I'm not doing anything intentionally. I'm not trying to make a scene. I'm not trying to make sure that this looks like a tree or anything. I'm actually trying to just use paper, like this is a piece of collage paper that you see me putting on. I'm using paper, paints, inks, and putting them on somewhat randomly in layers to see if I can at some point see something or manipulate something to look like something from a landscape. So these sketchbooks are really where they don't look like my work at present for this reason. I want my work to keep heading in a certain direction. And so the sketchbook is where I try to get out of my comfort zone. I try to get out of that space where my work presently is, and I try to move it beyond that into places maybe I'm a little nervous about going, a little hesitant, I lack a little confidence. And this is a safe place where I can do that because I never have to show it to anybody, and it never has to be good. Really quickly, I wanted to tell you that I have a new landscape class coming out really soon. It's going to be sometime this summer, and we're going to make all sorts of collage papers for our landscapes. We're going to work with transparent glazes and really learn about layering and how to abstract a landscape painting with those layers. It's going to be so much fun. I'm having so much fun making it, and I can't wait for you to see it. If you would like to get on the wait list just to get the info as soon as it's available, you can just find that info in the description below. So I've added quite a number of collage pieces. I love making all of my own collage papers, and in the new class I have coming up, I have a new fun process where I combine a lot of collage fodder that is meaningful to me, and I use it to pick up the dried paint on my palettes. And because it is the paint that I've been using in my painting, then the palettes are really compatible, and they wind up making these beautiful papers that are so much fun to use in a landscape because they just have their own patterning. They add their own unique abstract element, and so that's what I'm looking for. I'm almost looking for how much chaos can I make and still make something that is recognizable in some slight way as a landscape, and also manipulate that chaos into something that is pleasing. So I've got a long way to go with this. This is why I practice every single day, because the more I practice, the more I not only enjoy it, but the more I begin to see improvement and discover new things. Some of them are by accident, some of them are things I tried on purpose and they just went really well and came out in an unexpected way that I definitely want to duplicate again. And the thing about sketchbooks is it can document my discoveries. So many of the paintings in my sketchbooks are not paintings that overall I look at and say, I love everything about this painting, but they have parts of the painting that are significant because it was new, or it was combined with something I'd never combined it with before, or in some way I can go back to that sketchbook and get an idea when I get stuck. Or it can encourage me to take a real painting I'm working on and push it a little bit in that new direction. It reminds me that I've already been there. Nothing bad happened when I was there, and that it's safe. It's safe to try to venture into that place. So these sketchbooks have really sort of become a guidepost for me. When I was a younger painter, I really looked at other people's work a lot. and I would be looking for things that I loved. So I could try to do something like that. And the great thing about these sketchbooks is you try things and you push the limit. And then when I need an idea or I need something, some courage or some confidence, what I'm looking at is not someone else's work, it's my work. I can look at it and see things that I like, and I know I can do it again because I'm looking at it. I've done it before. So this is really, I no longer am looking outward for my answers about what to do next. I'm looking inward. I'm looking at a visible representation of what my work is and what my style is, what my ideas are. It constantly reinforces that I have work that is uniquely me, and I just need to keep painting to find it. So I hope this has been really helpful and encouraging for you to start your own daily or weekly sketchbook practice. I just can't say enough about it. And if you'd like to sign up to be the first to hear about the new landscape class that's coming, the information is below in the description. And if you want to take a landscape class and not wait for the new one, I have one called the Intuitive Landscape that really pushes you past your comfort zone into a whole new area. So I hope you join me in one of those or both. And as always, thanks for spending your precious time with me.